It's stuck on one. Oh boy. Oh boy.
What's going on? There we go.
Oh, we are live. What's going on, everybody? This is the lunch break hot take. I am Jose.
And this is Bradley.
All right. We are here for some breaking news. Actually, 2 days in a row. Today, Jacksonville Jaguars released Leonard Fournette. Yesterday, they traded Yannick Ngakoue. So, yeah, they're making moves. They're pushing out the last bit of malcontents in Jacksonville. Malcontents / talent.
Yeah, the malcontents live in the front office in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
They are a trash organization. Now,
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with releasing Leonard Fournette. He's not anything special. He's just a guy. But
Right.
you've pushed out Jalen Ramsey. You pushed out Telvin Smith. You pushed out Yannick Ngakoue. You traded Calais Campbell. I mean, I feel like Calais is probably asked to leave also. But, regardless, he's gone.
Yeah, the list is long.
Yeah. And with Leonard Fournette, they trashed him on the way out the door for no reason.
Yeah. So they trying to go after his money, right?
Yeah, they voided his guarantees already. They did that last year when they suspended him for nothing.
Oh, okay. This is from last year because they're saying he didn't go to practice or something.
Yeah, and so they voided his guarantees, and now he's, I guess, filing a grievance against them. So I mean, we'll see how that plays out. But I mean, it's just that's why nobody wants to play for Jacksonville.
Yeah,
nobody wants to stay there.
Yeah, Jimmy Jazz, welcome to the live stream. This is the lunch break hot take. Thank you for joining us. Make sure you hit the follow button. Give us a follow. Follow us here. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook at LBHT Show. We do a podcast. We're also on YouTube. We do YouTube videos. We're here right now, SportsCastr, giving you a live stream. We do articles. We talk about everything, man. Football, basketball, boxing, UFC, you name it. All right. No baseball, though. We don't really do baseball. Yeah, but if you want to talk about baseball, maybe we'll talk about baseball one of these days.
Nah, we won't.
No, we probably won't.
But yeah, so
yeah.
There's a lot of speculation on where he's going to end up. I'm thinking maybe Philly. They've kind of had an ongoing hole in their backfield. I know they have Miles Sanders, but I think they're looking for somebody to kind of split the load there.
Yeah, I agree. Ever since LeGarrette Blount, I think they've been looking for that type of back to kind of have that. What are you smiling at?
No, I'm just looking at a text. Yeah. So, but the thing about predicting where Leonard Fournette goes, I said earlier, is nobody needs Leonard Fournette. So, I mean, I don't think his career is over. Somebody's going to sign him, but it's kind of hard to gauge where he's going to end up. Right.
Like you don't really look at teams with holes at running back, but I mean, I guess if you look hard enough, there are teams that could use him. Like I said, Pittsburgh earlier. I could see Pittsburgh wanting to bring him in. I could see the Chargers wanting to bring him in. Yeah, since they got rid of Melvin Gordon.
Right, but the thing is, like, running back is so easy to replace, and there's nothing really special about Leonard Fournette. I mean, the Chargers, they drafted Joshua Kelly. The Steelers drafted Anthony McFarland.
Yeah.
So, what are the chances they want to go with Leonard Fournette instead of just sticking with the people they already brought in, especially so close to the start of the season?
Yeah, that's a good point.
One place running back can always go with Seattle. I mean,
yeah.
For whatever reason, he loves them some runners.
Yeah, and that's another factor too, right? Most of these coaches rather just go with the veteran, all right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that another team that comes to mind, Washington football team. Your boy Ron loves veterans.
Yeah, you already got Adrian Peterson over there.
Yeah. Who knows how many more carries he has left? But
they got Adrian Peterson. They got Bryce Love. They just drafted Antonio Gibson. So
yeah,
who knows?
Yeah, Gibson might be the odd man out. He's too young.
No. Gibson's gonna be the man there.
Yeah, he looks good. He looks good.
I cannot comprehend why Adrian Peterson is still around, but whatever.
Look, he sees Frank Gore every day showing up to work, and he's like, "Yeah, I can do that."
Frank Gore, like, not just showing up to work. Frank Gore has, if you listen to the reports, effectively stolen half of Le'Veon Bell's workload. So, a guy who was a top 5 running back in the league, a year or two ago, is splitting carries with Frank Gore now.
Listen. Everybody says Jay-Z and Beyonce are the power couple. It is Frank Gore and his agent. Okay. These two always find a team that is weak at running back, has a coach that doesn't like its young talent, and always prefers a veteran quarterback or a veteran running back. And he always gets to that team and he just outworks that young player.
I don't understand it, man. And this is a dude who had multiple major knee injuries before he even got to the NFL.
Yeah.
And is outlasting everybody.
I mean, multiple knee injuries before he got to the NFL. Plays a position where the lifespan is even shorter than the average lifespan for the NFL.
Yeah. That no team values.
No team value. And he's out here playing longer than quarterbacks.
Like, he's just grinding out a Hall of Fame career. So, I mean, good for Frank.
His bus is going to say grit.
Back to Jacksonville, though, and this is a point that applies more generally around the league, and something we talk about a lot. You had that fantastic defense there in 2017. You went to the AFC Championship with Blake Bortles, and you're like, hey, the Jaguars are here now because you had Jalen Ramsey and AJ Bouye. You had Miles Jack and Telvin Smith. You had all those guys, all gone. All gone. Miles Jack is still there, but that defense sucks now. And this is the thing that we talk about with the Ravens. This is why you don't worry about just constantly building your defense. You can't sustain it over the long term. It's too difficult.
Yeah.
Epic Media. Build on the offense.
Thanks for joining the live stream, Epic Media. Make sure you give us a follow. The Jaguars, though. I see your point about the Ravens, but the Jaguars, that was a lot of self-inflicted damage that they did to themselves, right? They didn't have to be this bad right now. I get your point about, not trying to continue to sustain it on defense. It takes a lot to do that. But they had a lot of young talent on defense that could have still been there, and it could have still been a good defense and a solid overall team. They messed it up.
Well, I mean, look, even when those guys were all still there, the defense wasn't performing as well.
Right.
Is my point. Like, even if they had kept that whole team together, they're not going to be an elite defense every year.
No.
And that's what people are looking for when you're out there saying, hey, the Ravens need to draft a middle linebacker in the first round because they want to have, great players at every position and be this elite defense for the next decade. It's not going to happen.
Right. Yeah. Because on defense, everybody can still perform well. Like, you can still have all that talent, but offense gets schemed to move the ball away from that talent, those talented players. So Jalen Ramsey could be a lockdown corner, right? And initially he's making all these plays for the team because people don't realize that he's that kind of corner, right? He's getting interceptions, he's forcing turnovers, all that stuff. So now next year we're going to move away from Ramsey and throw to the other side of the ball, or we're going to run the ball more. We're going to find little soft spots in your defense where we can try to take your best player out of it. On offense, if you have an explosive player at quarterback, or if you have a great player at quarterback, he's touching the ball every time, so it's harder to take him out of the game.
Yeah, and also on defense, it only takes one person not doing their job, and the other team scored.
Yeah,
and players have down years. Players get hurt. Like, you can't have 15, 16 guys who are all pro level ready to go on your defense. At some point, somebody's gonna their level of play is gonna drop. You're gonna get a couple of injuries, and you're not gonna be that dominant defense anymore.
Yeah, and if you think about those dominant defenses, right, you can say, oh, well, the Ravens have done it for years. Seattle did it for years. Yeah, but look at those rosters, man. Those are some of the greatest football players ever to play the game, right? If you get that, sure.
Right.
I mean, if you, I mean, that's luck.
And even if you do have that, I mean, look how many years Baltimore had that and still didn't make the playoffs.
True.
Because they didn't have anybody to score.
Yeah, we got Kyle Bowler.
Yeah, Kyle Bowler's a great guy.
Yeah, so let's talk about Yannick for a minute. We did a podcast discussing Yannick. We also put out a video on YouTube. Check it out, LBHT show. He was traded yesterday for a second round and a conditional fifth round
next year and a conditional fifth in 2022.
Okay, that could upgrade to a third round.
Yeah.
Right. This man, he got traded to the Vikings and agreed to lower his salary for the year.
Yeah, he took less money to get out of Jacksonville.
Yeah. And he didn't put a no franchise clause in his contract either.
I mean, I'm sure that's something a lot of people would do, athlete or not.
Right.
You can get an offer somewhere that's not Jacksonville, you're probably taking it.
Yeah, that speaks volumes, man. That speaks volumes. I don't know what's going on in Jacksonville, man. If there are any Jacksonville fans in this room right now, type something. Let us know how you're feeling about the situation. Put some angry emojis in there if you're feeling angry or frustrated or whatever. It's gotta be frustrating, man. It's gotta be frustrating. Like fans can talk themselves into one or two players leaving, saying, "Hey, good riddance." Look, we just did it. Baltimore just did it, right? With Earl Thomas, really good safety, but he wasn't getting along with the players, and the feeling around here is, hey, he had to go. It is what it is. He had to go. It's probably, best for everybody if he's not here. You can do that with one player, maybe two players. But there are a lot of players wanting to leave Jacksonville. So how do you feel?
And just lying about it. Jalen Ramsey out here talking about, I got a back problem. I'm not coming to work.
Yeah. John 84, thanks for joining the chat. Make sure you give us a follow.
Having a baby.
Yeah. I mean,
the baby wasn't fake, but still.
Right.
He was no, I'm not coming in.
Yeah, I'll go everywhere else. I'm not coming into work. And look, and these players made it clear. They made it crystal clear. We don't want to be here. You had the NFLPA saying, "Hey, players, free agents, you do not want to go there." Yeah. Imagine if you're a rookie that gets drafted to that team.
Right. Yeah, because I mean, Jalen Ramsey didn't start the season not wanting to be there. He rolled up to training camp in the Brinks truck. He wanted to get paid and stay in Jacksonville. But you had Tom Coughlin, and Tom Coughlin rubs everybody the wrong way.
Yeah. So
I mean, you have the players union advising players against going to Jacksonville. Right.
And I get wanting to get rid of the players that don't want to be there anymore. I think these players just didn't want to be there anymore. That relationship soured. They couldn't repair that relationship. They had to get rid of them. Mm-hmm. But even the way they did it was still like, it shouldn't have taken this long to move Yannick Ngakoue. And they wanted it to be a situation where they were kind of trying to force his hand. They didn't want him to call the shots, right? We're going to do things on our terms, and we'll move you for what we see is the right price. And you ended up screwing yourselves because you could have gotten better than that second round pick.
Yeah. And also, I mean, let's be honest, they wanted to make the players look bad on the way out. They just did it to Leonard Fournette too. Yeah. But, I mean, that's not going to help you in the long term. If
it doesn't matter.
Coming to you and say, hey, we don't want to be here anymore, go work out a deal and get them out of there.
Yeah.
You don't want to be going back and forth on Twitter with arguably the best player on your team, arguing about why he doesn't want to be there anymore.
Yeah. When like I said, if it's one player, it's not a big deal. But I mean, it's a lot of players in Jacksonville, and you're not gonna come out looking good on that. The only way you can come out looking good is if you somehow just manage to get all the perfect replacements for those guys and quarterback, and you take you make a run at a Super Bowl or the playoffs, and you're not going to do that.
There's no chance.
No,
there's no chance. And it's just it's a very backwards front office and the ownership also. I mean, you didn't want to pay Jalen Ramsey, but you paid Nick Foles extra money to make him seem like a leader.
And then shipped him out. He was there for what, a year?
You paid Blake Bortles, after he'd already shown you he wasn't the guy. You went ahead and paid him some more money. And the actual elite talent that you have on the roster, you're telling them, nah, not worth it.
Yeah.
So
hey man, if you're a Jacksonville fan,
they're in for it's going to be a long turnaround there.
Yeah.
I mean, they haven't even gotten rid of the people who were causing the problems yet. The only person they got rid of was Tom Coughlin. Doug Malone's still there. The GM's still there. They're not trying to win.
Yeah. That's a good point. Let's talk about the Vikings for a minute, man. The Vikings came up. Yeah.
Look, that's Daniil Hunter and Yannick Ngakoue. That's going to be tough to stop. But luckily for everybody else, Kirk Cousins is not. So I think the rest of the
not
NFC
even
can
true
breathe.
because you cannot stop that check down. Okay.
Yeah.
Look. I'm halfway joking, but a check down to Dalvin Cook, it's a pretty good play. It's a pretty good play most plays.
It's a good play, except in those situations where it's 3rd and 13 and he only gets you 7.
Yeah. And
but Kirk don't care.
No, he don't care.
That completion percentage up.
That's a completion.
And getting that next contract.
That's a completion. It's not a turnover, and we live to fight another day.
Nobody.
Do your job.
Yeah. At the end of the year, when we're looking over my stats and negotiating my deal, nobody's going to remember that was a check down and we had to punt the ball. Yeah. They're going to say, man, he only threw 7 picks.
Devo Jr., thank you for joining the live stream. Make sure you give us a follow. Look, the Vikings defense is stacked, man. They're stacked, and this might be one of the reasons why, because they understand that. Hey, what's up, Devo? What's up, man? Oh, thanks for the follow. Appreciate that. Yeah, Devil's showing us some love. There's 18 other people in here, man, or 17 other people in here. Give us a follow. Show us some love too. But yeah, that defense, man, they're gonna be sick too, and they need to be.
I mean, we'll see. Their corner situation is real shaky. Everywhere else they're good, but
yeah, they got 2 bangers at safety. They got some linebackers.
Well, 3 really. Man, they didn't get rid of any of their safeties, but yeah. I mean, I'm not scared of a team quarterbacked by Kirk Cousins. I'm just not. They might go 14-2. They could win the division, get home field throughout the play. I'm not scared. You're gonna go into Minnesota and you're gonna beat Kirk Cousins.
Yeah,
unless you're Drew Brees.
Yeah. I'll say unless you're New Orleans.
Drew has some real trouble with them average quarterbacks. He can't handle them.
He just can't handle pressure. He's always been that way, which is why I thought it was crazy that they signed him to that ridiculous deal to begin with. I mean, you didn't see that in Washington.
Yeah.
So, but yeah,
Alex Smith, his career, and nothing but respect for that.
Actually,
Alex was the same way.
Yeah. No, I say there was some little bit of news before we came on. Speaking of New Orleans, Alvin Kamara, he hasn't been at practice for the last 3 days, and it turns out because he's holding out.
Allegedly.
Yeah. I thought he just got a new deal done. No, he didn't. Oh, well.
He did, however, see the guy from his same draft class, Christian McCaffrey, get his deal done. So I'm sure he's.
They were in the same draft class.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Because he was a 3rd-round pick,
and Fournette. So.
Yeah.
Christian McCaffrey, highest paid running back ever. Alvin Kamara, outside of last year, has outproduced him. So I'm sure he's wondering when his check is coming.
So Kamara saying, okay, let's take a look here. You're getting Mike Thomas's deal done. You threw Drew Brees some extra money.
Mm-hmm. Brought in Emmanuel Sanders.
You brought in Emmanuel Sanders. You paid Lamar 2.0.
and notably did not pay Mark Ingram when he was only asking for $5 million. So I'm sure he's not feeling very secure in New Orleans.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, man, pay me. Mm-hmm. This is Drew's last run at a Super Bowl. You're gonna lean on Kamara. Like, running backs have been devalued in this league, right? And I'm all for running backs holding out when they see an opportunity to, because you have to. You gotta pull these stunts to get paid, man. And Alvin Kamara, I think this is the right time to do it. Season about to start. You're going to lean on me. They're going to lean on him this year.
Yeah, Drew can't carry that team, and despite the fact that they paid the money to Taysom, everybody knows it's Alvin and Mike Thomas that do the heavy lifting there.
Yeah,
every play.
It's the same situation that happened.
Taysom can't throw.
Yeah,
Taysom can't really run.
Yeah, it's the same thing that happened in Pittsburgh, right?
Yeah.
Le'Veon Bell knew. He was like, "Man, you guys are about to give me 400 carries and give me 200 targets. So yeah, just give me my money." Yeah, and that's a perfect example, right? Because you can look at that situation and people will say, "Oh, well, Pittsburgh won that battle because look at Le'Veon. He's with the Jets and he's not making as much money as what Pittsburgh offered him." But they didn't win because they became a worse team.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And Le'Veon Bell went exactly where he wanted to go, out of Pittsburgh.
Right.
AB has, he's been in the news. He's a head case. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But he was your best receiver. He was one of your better. It was him and Le'Veon. Those are your best players.
Yeah.
And you got worse because of it.
Right.
And it's easy to write it off and say, well, Ben Roethlisberger was hurt last year. That's why, they played so bad. Roethlisberger didn't look good before he got hurt.
No.
And spoiler alert, he ain't gonna look good this year.
Stomped them out when Roethlisberger was playing.
He ain't gonna look good this year either. He's been in decline.
Yeah.
He's been in decline, and he's a person that doesn't take care of himself. I know he showed up to camp losing all this weight, that ain't gonna last, man. I'm telling you right now. When you're somebody that doesn't take care of your body over time and you just try to drop all this weight all of a sudden, you saw how he looked just a couple months ago.
Yeah.
You think he's gonna go out there and try to play now? That ain't gonna last. He ain't gonna hold up.
And honestly, kind of doesn't matter if he does hold up. You're the third best team in that division right now.
Yeah.
You haven't replaced Le'Veon, you haven't replaced Antonio Brown, really. So
no,
you're way behind Baltimore, and if Baker gets his act together, you're not catching Cleveland either.
Yeah, we'll see about Baker, man. I'm not big on Baker, but we'll see how he does. All he has to do is solid
either. But
yeah,
I mean, I'm not big on Ben. So
they do have Case Keenum though.
Yeah,
he's not great, but I think Case Keenum he's that person. You got talent around him. He knows how to not mess it up.
Mm-hmm. And there's plenty of talent in Cleveland.
Yeah. So I think that's it. Is there anything else we need to go over? That's all the breaking news so far.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's too much else going on right now. Just the ongoing saga of whether or not Baltimore is going to literally do anything with the money that they have. There's the rumors about them signing Jadeveon Clowney, but nothing's come of that so far.
Yeah, I don't know what they're waiting for. What we have, about 10 days before the season starts? 9 days?
Yeah.
Something like that.
They're waiting to save just an extra nickel. That's all.
Yeah.
If they think they can talk him down one more dollar, they are not signing him until he comes down.
Yeah. That's a good point. But I think been going for 20 minutes now. Let's end it here. For you NBA fans in the room, we'll probably hop on later on and talk some NBA playoffs. But in the meantime, follow us here. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook at LBHT Show. Thank you, Devo.
Thanks,
Appreciate
it.
Appreciate that. Make sure you check out the at LBHT Show. At LBHT Show. We're look that up everywhere, and we're there. He said he's watching the Heat in the Bucks. Okay.
Nice.
Okay. You're a Heat fan. Okay. Yeah, we might be back on later on. Talk some football. One of our friends, Coach Jay. He's the huh? I said, did I say baseball?
You said football.
Oh, football. Well, we're gonna talk some. Look, my mind's everywhere, man. We talk everything. We're gonna talk some NBA playoffs later.
Yeah, the Heat are tough. I mean, I can't see him beating Milwaukee, but that's a tough team.
They are, man. That's gonna be fun to watch. So good luck to your team, Devo. Good luck to your team. My team's already been eliminated. I'm a Brooklyn Nets fan. But
yeah, my Lakers are going all the way though, so I don't have to worry about it.
Okay, Devo. We'll see you later. And everybody else, check us out. Check out our podcast. We just put out a brand new podcast yesterday. If you're into video games, old man gamers, that's what we do. We talk about video games too. We do it all. So however you consume media, podcast, video, we write articles too. So you like reading articles, check out our website, lbhtshow.com. So, but all right, you got anything else, B?
No, that's about it. Thanks for joining us, everybody.
All right, everybody. Catch you later.